really driven by this understanding of the cosmic music or harmonies, and that is really what drove the development of our whole system of healing. And so that we work with the frequencies of the earth, moon, sun, and planets in all of our tuning forks. We also work with high, middle, and low frequency tuning forks. And conceptually there, what we're doing is we're accessing the body on many different levels. And in our work and in our teachings, we talk a lot about heaven, earth, and humanity, as above, so below. And by working on these multiple layers or levels of energy, we're really able to connect the individual to the cosmic harmonies, the macrocosm and the microcosm, and bring them together. And it's really, for us, the idea of working with these frequencies and how we've seen them borne out clinically has been really powerful. For example, Donna talked a little about Mars and Venus, but I like to talk about the sun, the center of our universe. It gives us warmth and heat and sustenance and makes things grow. And clinically, we would work with the sun in the same way. We would use the sun to work perhaps with seasonal affect disorder, with depression, with people who need more nourishment in their physical body. The sun is very yang, brings more energy, more life into the body. And so again, working cosmically, working with something that we understand on a psycho-spiritual level, as well as something that we understand in our heart.
We know these tones. This is part of our family, these system of planets, and we know these in our hearts, and we know these in our cells. And when we work with the tuning forks, we overlay it with Eastern medicine, and we work with some of the more ancient vessels, which are called the embryonic vessels or the strange flows. Some people call them the psychic vessels, but they were used by the Taoist masters to connect with the more celestial blueprint, because it's really our divine self, our immortal embryo. And so we work a lot with those extraordinary vessels, and there's 8 of them, and we say the 8 is, the infinity loop, and it's the connector between heaven, earth, and humanity. Humanity is in the center. We're nourished by earth and transformed through heaven, and it's for us to mediate those energies. Okay. So the tuning forks are kind of the portable part of the system.
Yes.
This is the Mars-Venus fifth.
We talked a little about it being a perfect fifth, and a fifth is an opening in music. It creates a beautiful balance and opening, and we're using Mars and Venus a lot with autism. We have some formal studies going on now with autism, with ADHD. They're being used in school systems on kids that are highly creative, but a little bit overactive, and they can't be grounded. So we take that kind of Martian energy that's adrenal and a little bit over-passionate sometimes, and ground it with the beauty and the balance of Venus, and still keep the opening. So we may use that on particular points, kidney points, or we may use it directly on the heart chakra. We may use it, what we call, to balance the hemispheres of the brains. There's a particular point called the upper star. Or we may use it to access what's called the crystal palace, which is kind of the oval crystal center of our brain. That includes the thalamus, hypothalamus, pituitary. And so by this geometry of using God's mouth in the back, and what we call this brow center or yin tang, is the geometry itself creates a perfect fifth. And then when we have this other sympathy of this beautiful, balanced fifth, perfect fifth in music, and the archetypes and correspondences that go with it, we have some powerful medicine.